So this section is going to be kind of strange compared to ones that we have done before. And the main reason is most of these are going to be formulas that we're going to be talking about. So in other words, these are just going to be relationships. But we're going to be kind of harking back and showing how they're used. So rather thinking of these as brand new ideas, just think of these as new tools. And that's really what we've done with a lot of trigonometry so far, is we've been working with relationships as tools. And we're going to have the exact same thing here. So almost think of these as more relationships or more identities rather than thinking of these as formulas. I always kind of dislike the fact that we use the word formula here because these really are no different than using these as identities. So just kind of realize that as we're going in. Most of these videos are going to be focused on brand new ideas of kind of these formula bases, but they're not going to be new concepts. So in other words, we're going to be taking these and showing you how to solve even more equations, or simplifying more things, or even using these to prove brand new identities based on these. So first video, we're going to talk about the sum and difference formulas. So in other words, if you remember last section, we talked about doing things with multiple angles. And in this case, we're going to be able to do this with addition and subtraction inside as well. So in other words, we're going to be able to branch out. Instead of just solving sine of 3x is equal to 0, we'll be able to find sine of 3x plus 6x, or something like that, and solve kind of a brand new aspect. So we're going to have sine of u plus v is equal to sine of u cosine of v plus cosine of u plus times sine of v. Sine of u minus v is sine of u cosine of v minus cosine of u sine of v. Cosine of u plus v is cosine of u cosine of v minus sine of u sine of v. Cosine of u minus v is cosine of u cosine of v plus sine of u sine of v. Now notice these are all going to be really close to each other. So when it comes to the next couple of exams, make sure that you have these written down and that you have them kind of accessible. Because this is going to be just like all those relationships of like opposite and hypotenuse and things like that, where there's no real need for you to memorize these, but having these as kind of a tool is going to be a lot more important. So our last two are going to be tangent. So we have tangent of u plus v is equal to tangent of u plus tangent of v, all of that divided by 1 minus tangent of u times tangent of v. Now, if you're kind of looking at these, you'll notice that this idea of u and v, these are both going to be things that we can solve for. So in other words, based on either right angle trigonometry or based on unit circle trigonometry, where these u and v are going to be things that we can solve for sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, all those things. Okay, and the last note that I want to make in this video is that identities can also be used to derive sum and difference formulas for secant, cosecant, and cotangent. So based off of this information, we should be able to also find these for secant, cosecant, and